Hey, it's me. Okay, so, everybody went a little bonkers this week, I see. Especially when it came down to the whole Kavenaugh cursing, binding, whatever the hell that thing was. So, here's my take on that. For better or for worse. I'm no white lighter. I'm just an average person who's been practicing magic as we know it for, say, 25 years. Off and on. I can consider myself more of a pagan than, say, a Wiccan or anything like that. Now, I've seen a couple videos online. I found one that I thought was rather laughable. That was making it sound like, oh my god, don't do this. They're gonna go mad in 8 to 13 months, da-da-da. I'm like, and what if they don't? What if they don't? Somebody else decried it as a bunch of Stevie Nicks cosplayers just deciding they wanted to go throw down and rebel. Maybe some of it was that. And for the record, the bookshop and all that, selling tickets, yeah, let's cheapen the experience, shall we? I wouldn't have gone that far. If you're going to have a group of people doing serious magical work like that, it's not a joke. Alright? Don't treat it as a joke. That's what gets you in trouble. Not so much the work itself, but looking down your nose at it. Like, oh hey, this is just a fun parlor game. No, this is somebody's religious belief. This is their workings. I don't go into a church and look down my nose at what other people do there, even if it's not my beliefs. But, hey, here it is. As far as the excuse that, oh, we shouldn't be cursing Kavenaugh, he hasn't hurt anybody personally. Really? Dr. Ford? Ding, 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 ding. Hello? She can't even go back to her home now. And please don't bother messaging me and saying she's got a GoFundMe and she's getting paid off by Soros. Why don't you just say, hey, the Jews are paying her off? Because that's pretty much what you're saying when you accuse Soros of paying everyone off. Let's be honest. I'm not even going to dignify that nonsense. Now, as far as, well, Kavenaugh hasn't hurt anybody, I disagree wholeheartedly. The reason the Republicans want to throw him up to the Supreme Court, and did, is because sooner or later down the line, they want to overturn Roe v. Wade. And I wouldn't stop them from going even further and trying to take away any rights that women have whatsoever. I've heard Republicans hooting and hollering about, hey, we need to take the right of voting away from women. No. And we've already seen what the first vote out of the Supreme Court was to let a lower states vote stand that Native Americans couldn't get, their IDs weren't enough to be able to vote in South Dakota. Don't sit here and tell me that this man isn't involved in hurting people, because he is, whether directly or indirectly. He knows his decisions he makes do hurt other people. And he's done that. Mitch McConnell, the rest of them, I don't know who the senator was in Maine, whatever her name was. Now she's getting, her husband apparently got a death threat they claimed was ricin. Karma's a motherfucker. You know? You knew what you were doing. I got, little to no sympathy for anybody up there who blatantly disregarded what 90% of America didn't want. But they don't care. Mitch McConnell's probably got some lobbying job lined up for him anyway. He already knows he's not running for re-election. And I really don't care what happens to Turtle Boy. And who knows, maybe somebody will come up with a wonderful recipe for turtle soup. Now, back to the old bit about cursing and ethics. It's not something you need to be doing willy-nilly. Alright? I'm not going to sit here and say don't curse somebody or don't bind somebody. It depends on your tradition. If you're running in Wiccan tradition, yeah, cursing, bad, threefold law, etc. However, there's a lot of us who are not a part of that tradition, be it, traditional, pagan, whatever, who say, hey, I'm going to do what I got to do. And really what it comes down to, when it comes to magic, regardless of background, regardless of, regardless of system, what does it boil down to? It boils down to sheer force of will. We can argue that all the fancy tools and crystals and incense and all that creates the psychodrama, the frame of mind you need to be able to do what you need to do. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, sometimes you do. And when it comes to magic, there's always going to be a price you pay, whether it's positive or negative. You may think it's, you put a spell out there to get this right job. Hey, it's going to be positive for you, but it might be negative for somebody else. Either way, you're not going to, whether you like it or not, there's always a price to be paid, whether it's positive or negative. The question is it worth it? And my response as far as cursing Kavenaugh, a few of these others, well, I would much rather, I'd honestly have to say, I'd take the risk. I've done it. I'm not ashamed of it. And nor will I be. So, save your whole you're going to hell nonsense, whatever. Okay, I've already been there, done that. Next. But I'm really sick and tired of hearing this. Oh my God, everything's... Shut up. You sound like Chicken Little. Just chill. Wait things out. Who knows what might happen? Hey, Mitch McConnell got chased out of a restaurant the other day. I don't know what's going to happen. That's all. That's the only answer I've got for you. Who knows? Not me. But, let this stick for what it's worth. When it comes to everybody involved with this Kavenaugh debacle, may, Trump, Collins, Lindsey Graham, all the rest of them, may the Dark Mother treat them with the same mercy and compassion that they have shown others. Let them eat that one for what it's worth.